Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Senjiropai, and I'm here with a video. If you don't know who I am, just watch all of the videos so you can see if you like me or not. And yeah, as you can guess from the title, this is what if quirks were in Black Clover. And this won't be like one of those what ifs where it's a story.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap right now! Stop the cap! No bullshit, bro!
It's gonna be like me explaining how the world would be and just a bit of how Asta would be, how the story would play out, and yeah, we'd also have to like implement the fact that Asta wouldn't have a quirk, so we'd have to find some form of one for all. And yeah, so get ready to watch the video. Also, this idea was made by my friend Shadow Kage. I'ma plug him on the screen real quick. Give you a second to sub to him. You know, he's a starting out YouTube. He just started out, and he actually makes some good videos. And guess what? He's like me, but his mic quality is actually good. So yeah, be sure to check him out. So this is what if Black Clover had quirks, and let's get into the video. So basically what would happen is, let's just start with world building. So the world and all of that, so basically what would happen is, we'd start from the beginning. So Asta and Yuno, as usual, would be dropped down, and you know, the 15 years time skipped and all of that. And the world, how would the world be? The world would still be kind of, we'll just do it so that the level of like how rich you are, like you know how there's royals and that, instead of it being how much magic energy, or let's just say quirk energy you have, it will be how good and how useful your quirk is and how easy it is to master that quirk. So Yuno would, you know, have a good quirk, and it'll be like, let's just give his quirk, let's give him a quirk called pressurized air. And what that would do is, he can shoot out air at different pressure levels, and for as long as he wants, from any of his limbs. Just at first it's a bit rusty, yeah. So he's out here, he can like fly with his air, he can do all of that with his air. And let's just say that the world around is more like modern, I guess. It's not really that, they're not in like a church, they're just in a normal orphanage. And yeah, and let's just say Asta, he's quirkless, or actually no, he doesn't know his quirk. That would actually make sense, because I'm not trying to implement some All Might type character. So Asta, he hasn't learned his quirk yet, but soon he will. So in this world we don't have wizards, we have heroes, of course. So there's top heroes, there's like hero families, there's just different families where they're born into a form of royalty, but instead it's more like, let's say Black Clover is more like the UK. You have monarchy, where, well, at least, yeah, UK. We have monarchy, we have, you know, we have the queen, we have a king, or right now it's a prince, but yeah, you know, stuff like that. And you have like different royal families, kind of, not that much anymore, because it's not like before. And then over there in America, which is basically the kind of theme we're gonna give this theme place, in America you have like presidents, vice presidents, stuff like that, and more fame. It's more based on like fame and stuff. Like here it's more based on like how much money you have in a way, but in America it's more like how famous you are, how much of an influence you are. So yeah, so basically we have Asta and Yuno. So they go to an academy, and they're applying for like the older like academy. So originally it was just like Asta was learning fighting in the academy and stuff. Yuno was learning how to use his quirk and fighting at the same time. So they had like different classes, like fight classes, obviously normal general knowledge classes, obviously, and your quirk classes, which Asta obviously failed at. And one day he's in a dream and he has a vision, and he has a vision of this quirk called Overhaul. Yes, you see where I'm going with this? Because Asta had anti-magic, but instead I'm going to give him Overhaul, which is a destructive quirk, you see? And Asta had a quirk called Overhaul, which could... Well, in his dream, he had a quirk called Overhaul, which, if he grabbed... Like, if he decided to, he could destroy objects to the atomic level. And, yeah, so, in that dream, he was fighting Yuno, and he used Overhaul against him, and yeah. So after his dream, he of course woke up and he was like, yo, this is interesting. And in the dream, he was actually like, in a way, it was more like a foreshadowing, and he was like taught how to use a quirk in his dream. It was like a whole flashback of his life with Overhaul. And Asta decided, might as well try it out. Well, this was while he was at home. It was like, might as well try it out. So he got like a mini ball, and he decided to destroy that ball. And he actually managed to like break it a bit. He didn't manage to fully do it, but he managed to actually do something. And he got really hyped over this. So, you know, he decided to tell everyone, like literally everyone in his, like, I guess this would be more like he's living in like the slums. I don't even know these names. A place with poor people. Yeah. So he's in an orphanage actually. So not necessarily poor, but it's more like a poor orphanage. So he tells everyone in his orphanage about, you know, what's there, and everyone's like, oh, that's so cool, Asta, you finally got a quirk. How did you get it? Stuff like that. And then he was like, I guess I was... Then someone's just like, oh, I guess you're just a late bloomer. So we're gonna treat like Asta a bit like Deku, just of course Asta's better. Deku is trash. So yeah. So what happens is, it's not... So let me just quickly tell you something. It's not fully the same as Overhaul, but, you know, yeah. So, because I'm pretty sure Overhaul can only destroy stuff that are living, or something like that. But, you know, yeah, and also, Asta would be able to do this without having to touch the objects. Just as long as he learns, he can do it in like area radius around him, like a 1 meter radius around him. He can destroy everything right now, but of course he hasn't learnt it. So let's just skip a bit to the academy, and basically, you know, Asta is just like, it's a test, and Asta is literally, well, yeah, I just noticed that I said this is not going to be a story, might actually make a story. So Asta was, you know, Asta was in the test, and he decided that the test wasn't the same as in My Hero. It's more of like just general combat. It's like in God of High School, how they had that battle royale. It's gonna be a battle royale type test. So Asta was fighting. He was like, because Asta's really good at physical combat since he didn't know he had a quirk, and he was out here fighting everyone, bodying everyone, you know, destroying everyone. And what happened is, you know, Asta started to get beat up by Yuno, because Yuno decided to fight Asta, as there wasn't really anyone that Yuno would fight and found as a worthy opponent. And Yuno, in a way, is Asta's weakness, since Yuno shoots pressurized air out of any limbs, and he can do it for quite a far radius, like around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 meters. He can shoot like pressurized air, and well, right now he can. And Asta has the ability to only destroy things. Right now he can only do it if he touches them. So Asta's losing quite a lot. And like blasts him through like a bunch of people. So all these other people who he blasts them through just get bodied. And then like Asta is just here like, yo, what happened to you? I thought we were bros. And then Yuno's like, yo, this is a test, like we have to win. I can't just leave you, be easy on you. So Asta's like, I see how it is. So Asta recalls in the same dream, that he could actually destroy everything in a 1 meter radius. So he starts running at Yuno, and then Yuno's firing all these like pressurized air beams, well, cannons in a way, like he's shooting pressurized air at Asta. So he's here, Asta's like dissolving everything around him, and then he's reconstructing everything that he destroys into like brick pillars so he can get higher up into the air. And then he dives down onto Yuno. Now this is what's important. Yuno starts to charge up this giant pressurized air cannon. Yeah, we're gonna call his attack a pressurized air cannon. I know that's quite long, but yeah. So he shoots that air cannon, and Asta shoots, and at the same time one of the administrators see this and stops the fight because of how like he sees potential in both of them. So he stops the fight. Of course, it's like an eraser head type quirk, so they stop both of Asta and Yuno from using the quirk. And yeah, so they both get into the academy like with the maddest like scores. Like Asta's like really high score, Yuno's high score. And yeah, so that's it for this episode. I might actually make this a series, So if you want to see this as a series, you know what? Like it, subscribe, share it with your family, share it with your dog. Your dog will actually get a quirk if you share this to him. If you didn't know, share this to your mum. She will know she'll actually understand what you're saying to her. Share it with your teacher. They'll actually stop giving you homework. And yeah, so it's been your boy Senjiropai. Don't forget to check out Shadow Kage. Only 16% of you are subscribed. And peace. Peace, Bitch, I'm not good, feel like I walk on water. I'm talking your bitch, and he like I'm a target. Walk with the block, I'm a fucker of all. Boy, out with his every place talking. I feel what I want.